back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to a most likely, if you've seen an episode prior to this one, welcome back to what is most likely a previously threatened Quickview. I've threatened this Quickview, and I am failing in my attempt to curb my enthusiasm for this because we're doing RC four-wheel drive. Let me just throw it out here. Groundhog 2. Groundhog 2, which is a full, it is a scale tire based on the Groundhog 2. Interco actually makes this in full size, and like on a full-size vehicle, that is a bonkers tread. But what we've got here are chevrons, chevron shape. Everything points this way. We've got what looks to me like might be effective side lug. But more importantly, it has this. It has X2SS. And X2SS is the business. I haven't been anything above lukewarm about an X2S3 RC four-wheel drive tire. My favorite RC four-wheel drive tire by a mile is the Baja Claw TTC, which is X2SS, just like these. We are no ribs, no belts. We are chewing gum. So, obviously, mounting these, when we get to mounting these are 100% bubble juice required. Don't even try to. It will just grab and you will have a rough day. They are RC four-wheel drive. So, and they are not shiny new RC four-wheel drive. So here are the foam inserts. That's why we can't use those. But this is not atypical of RC four-wheel drive. As a matter of fact, the inserts that came in the Baja claws are one of the only, maybe the only RC four-wheel drive insert that I was like, hey, these aren't bad. These are, and for those who watched recent Quickviews and Junk Views, we have an insert that used to be that color. This is the insert. This is the Duratrax Medium from a Fossil. This is their new, I actually call it kind of a medium soft. This is the insert that gets used for Quickviews and Junk Views when the included foam, which is this, is unusable. Like, this is legitimately a sofa cushion. And they do things like where they like start to tear because the foam is so firm. So this is the foam. Last time you saw these, they were this color. But I had tested the Mix Racing crawler tire in a Junk View, left these in there, and they've been poisoned. They're yellow now. They are like manila envelope colored. Like a buff cream. They were white. They were this color a week ago. And then this is what happens from being in contact with the tire. So, yeah, those cheap tires are gassing out something quite amazing. Whereas the inserts that were in the Groundhogs, I don't know how long they were installed in there. But as you can see, I mean, they're bone white. Like, and again, that Duratrax, that pesky Duratrax foam is somehow perfect in that this is like the 5th or 6th set of tires that they've been tested in, and they fit perfectly. I mean, obviously, a lot of tires fall in. These are listed as a 4.75. We will put it on the rig. We will put it on the scale to see what the combo weighs. Like, they sit right down on the ring. But like I said, if you try to slip your beadlock rings in without this, you're in for a rough day. This, honestly, I don't consider bubble juice requirement a grand negative in tire mounting. I do these all the same way, which is I mount 3 tires. And then I have to mount the 4th one. and like out of frame over here to the side, I'm looking, and then I'm looking, and then I'm looking, and then I'm looking, and this has to go like this. Like they slip together with the juice. But the compound is so sticky that it will just grab on. Also, they mount so easily that they fall into that category of not needing to be crisscrossed. You can just bottom the first screw out, bottom the second screw out. So if we have one tire that's going to have a chance of popping a bead, it's going to be that one. This will be the passenger front because the bubble juice will still be wet. All the others, I mounted them last night. I have to conserve time and resources. But mountability is certainly an A. Like I didn't come anywhere near popping a bead mounting any of these. And man, they've got that. We will see how baseline treats the weight. Like you said, I mean, was that a quick mounting? Everybody did that mount quickly? All four of them mounted exactly the same. So, okay, we got that right. We find out together, and we got that right. These tires are definitely directional. I cannot see an advantage to running them that way. Like this pushes the opposite direction. It should make you go like that. Like it should make your handling really unpredictable. Tires that are heavily chevroned basically need to point forward. I think these claim 120, so we expect to see 120. Width, I assume it's going to be right there in that 47, 48. That's fairly wide. You got a good bit of poke over, like a little, not quite canyon trail. Yeah, not quite the poke over of a canyon trail, but we got a good amount out on the side. Because this grips too, particularly with X2SS. Even if there's not a lug there, you can get some grip out of it. And I'm expecting, let's make a guess. 183. 171. 171. Yeah, they're 171 a piece. So 680 for the set. So that's light. So this tells me the tire is light. That is pretty much, this has become the de facto testing set of wheels. You can tell by how blown out the center of the SLW is. Good neutral offset. They're easy to mount. The back rings aren't too savaged up yet. They have their own screws that go to them. I try to keep them separate from everybody else. Because when you buy cheap wheels, what happens is nobody gives you quite the same screw. You get like different screws with different size heads, and then they get all mixed up together. And then you start stripping out the back rings because, well, I start stripping out the back rings because I have tires and or wheels that have been assembled and disassembled. Literally, this set of wheels has been assembled and disassembled probably 2 to 3 times a week since they came into existence, as these are the testing wheels. I will wear alloy wheels out. And this set, in hindsight, obviously, should not have been the testing set because they were not built with that intention. I think they were built for Ghost Rover. It's all scale hardware. So, I mean, luckily, they're pretty standard with Enjoras, so I can end up sacrificing another set of rims. Basically buy a set of rims just to get beadlock rings, hubs, and backs, and just use the backs on these so that I don't have to fully disassemble these. Anywho, I think the Groundhog 2 is a good looking tire. I think I have tried to temper my expectations and failed miserably because it is X2SS, and I love me some X2SS. Hot Body's HB Pink is real close. X2SS is softer than a J Concepts Green. Who else have we got up against it? It's softer than an S1 from Traxxas. KLR. What's the softest KLR? Red? It's softer than a red. Softer than a Vanquish Red. The X2SS is soft, which is also, I mean, I get it. I get why we don't get a lot of exposure of these because that's crazy. This is most likely, get in there, more of a trail tire. Anytime you have a scale tire, it's more of a scale tire than more scale trail than it is rock crawling. So scale guys are not going to go for like literally one of the softest compounds you can buy because they're trailing and they'll wear these out in a day. So if you're going to go trailing, you know, you get something a bit more rugged. And aside from, I'm trying to think, other than KLR or X2S3, which is supposed to be softer because the S3 is supposed to be X2SSS, they are not softer. They're not remotely close to the softness of these. I don't get it. Well, I don't get it. But they are making rock crawling tires out of scale tires, so I'm good with that because we do love a rock crawling tire around here. Let's see if I remember to plug everything in. I swear, no two Fusions sound the same on power up. I don't understand it. That's the sound of a working man. All right, to the tire test protocol. The driver from the back has told me two things. That the quoted stat sheet on RC4WD Drive is correct. These are indeed X2SS. They're picking and flicking. They're picking up rocks and dirt and twigs and throwing them up in the air from the stickiness of the tread. And also, these are super squared off. You can see where the dirt is on the top of the tread now. I get the feeling that at full lock we're gonna get some locking and popping because they're just super square on the shoulder, more square even than the Baja Claw. And 47 wide is a little chubby. So we will see how those fare noise-wise. First hit towards the beam. Okay, I thought for sure we were just gonna straight pull. Oh, we're just clearing the dust. I should have. Yeah. We are also going to institute. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Super soft. Yeah, you can actually see the color of the tread block has changed because it's kicked off the dirt that it drove from the way out here. This is a call it a fault. Like X2SS is so sticky. Can we pull this? Oh man. We got to try to get the zoom here. It's like taffy. There's so much drive. You see, you can kind of see the attitude of the rig pushing right when we're turning full lock left. I'm gonna go for the shuttle here. Look at that thing. Yeah, like chewing gum. So I can't adjust the camera with one hand and drive with the other hand. Yeah, see, that was what I expected on first hit, not taking into account that the tires were particularly dusty. Surprisingly, oh, how was the rise there? Just for a moment, it kind of pops and goes back down. Yeah, I'm watching these things just smear. So we'll see. Oh man, like the amount of deflection we're getting out of the tire. But because they're so sticky, they just pull through. Like, how's it going to affect the belly here? As expected. There we go. Yeah, these have mountainous forward drive. Let's see, how do we, and he clears it. Yeah, steer angle, it's using a lot of tire. Yeah, even on the, like, descending feels the same as going up. So we'll just try the pull up here and we'll see what kind of traction we can get straight from the front. There's that first indication that, you know, most 1.1 tires do not have massive side lugs. This one is no exception. It being a scale of the Interco Groundhog 2, which is still crazy to me, as crazy as the fact that the Baja Claw is real tire. Some of these Interco tires are nuts. Like, I can't picture that real. But if we had a bigger side lug, I would already like it more. But it has that. X2 SS is so grippy that it kind of transcends whatever the tire looks like. So I have to imagine that some transitioning, like once we get a little feather on it, I think we're going to see some improvement. But we're always going to have a little bit of an issue of transferring from one surface to the next. They're just a little greasy feeling until we can scrub a little bit of the dirt off of it. Because once we get up to here, the dirt, look at that back tire. The dirt has been scrubbed off. There's so much directionality to these. Like, that ability to wash back and forth. Yeah, they crave a double density insert. Tons of forward drive, but they're so soft. The carcass is so soft, and see now they pick so much dirt up. The carcass is so soft and so malleable that we're losing ride at one. They don't ride like a 120, is what I'm saying. Much as a couple days ago I mentioned that the Bounty Hunter, J-Concept's Bounty Hunter, rides much taller than it is clearance-wise. Like in terms of lateral pressure, it doesn't matter that those things are running open cell foams because their sidewall is so short that they don't over-compress. I feel like these are over-compressing. My memory banks are trying to recall if the Baja Claw suffered the same thing. Just the amount, a single stage open cell foam is going to give you the maximum amount of forward drive, and these are no exception. Like in sections where things would be stuttering, we have seen, I'm sure we will at some point, but I have seen no stutter, no hop, all drive. These just go. The directionality of them, if you point it that way, it goes that way. And with how with how small the side lug is relative to the main lug, it's honestly kind of amazing that it will position like it does. So any test leaning towards forward drive at all, these are going to murder. We're gonna go right cut here. If we can pull it up. It needs more side lug, driver front right there. Can this position back, or is it going to fall through? I didn't expect different. The whip to get that back on its wheels, because of the big chubby sidewall on these, it whipped so hard it went too far and it went back it flipped onto the other side. Like it looked like it was breakdancing. You have to apply like a half-second burst of throttle to put it back on its wheels. Yeah, the drive is mental. And I mean, watch the suspension action. Like, it's not like we're gonna lift. It's not gonna lift anything. And the tires have so much deflection. Like, maybe too much. We were hung there because low side rear absolutely smushed. So we're gonna see this will be we'll get a big takeaway here. how much smear are these tires going to smear over? And that, I mean, that's a good bit of smudge on that. Yeah, like it's soft, but I'm not touching anything. We're still just sliding. Yeah, you would have to go to a dual stage. These require a dual stage insert. I don't think the Baja Claws did, but honestly, these are even, like, they act softer. This might be the softest tire I've ever tested. I just had the memory back to the Pro lines. What were those? Cam 3s? Yeah, that roll right there. I'm sitting here with my chin in one hand, controller just dangling like this. So that flop out was, these tires are, here we go, irresponsibly soft. These are so soft that you have to rely on some sort of strength from the insert. Like, these need Canyon inserts, and honestly, probably mediums all around. I'm looking at how soft these are behaving. These are so soft and so grippy, we're definitely going to throw these into the rotation, because I can put it right here and they're slipping because they're getting to the absolute limit of adhesion. The insert can't hold the tire in a tire shape. The tire is turning into the shape of like a bag, like a dragster on launch. They are so soft. They might be unusably soft. So we'll give it and us and we'll give one more shot here. Oh, that was such a high entry. But I get to this spot, the transition to yellows, and the rear tire just the driver rear turns into a non-tire shape. And ordinarily what would happen right here with any other tire, and we'll see if it'll just roll out on its own there, that driver rear will not have enough grip to hold, so it will get just the gentlest, just little slide. It'll give away a little bit of a slide, reposition our rear end, and then we can aim ourselves at the little Gibraltar guy here, and we'll just go right up over it. Problem with this is that rear tire is so sticky that without a foam, without an insert that is firm enough to try to hold it in shape, can we get it? Can we get it? No. It's too soft. It's too soft. I can't get there. The amount of forward drive, you could easily exchange that forward drive for some lateral stability and not even notice that you'd lost the forward drive. It has so much forward drive. I might go so far as to say, buckle up, everybody. It might have more forward drive than a Baja Claw. Like, these are pulling this vehicle forward, and they have so, like, pick a direction. Do you want me to turn left? Do you want me to turn right? If you turn that way, you will go that way. Like, you will go that way immediately. That chevron pattern has so much turn. Like, that turn right there, are you kidding me? That's not even possible, what he just did right there. So where we are now is we're trying to figure out what direction the sword is going to swing at us from. We have so much forward drive now that basically I know that by going to a firmer insert, we're going to lose deflection and we're going to lose some of that forward drive. So this is going to be, I forecast, this is going to be another one of those tires where finding the perfect insert for it is going to be a trial and error method, because we want to give up some forward drive, but not a lot. We want to introduce some lateral stability, but the tires are also so sticky that we run the risk of introducing that lateral stability, but now the tire doesn't slip. It just grabs and we're snap rolling. We may have encountered a situation, and we have not encountered this situation with Rovers, Ruptures, any of them, where we might be in a situation where we have a tire that has so much grip both laterally and forward, then it might hurt it. Have we found the tire that is too much of a good thing? The positionability on this tire, second one, descending on this tire on a single stage, ordinarily, when we throw that much weight onto the front axle, there's already weight up there. We're already looking, wow, that was out of frame. The turning circle is 30 inches. It's under 3 feet. Like this, it looked like I used dig. There's so much drive and lateral grip. I thought it was just gonna single shot that. But then I remembered we have to spin here for a second to get the dirt off the lugs. And once they're clean, bam. Is this a pure rock crawling tire that is disguised as a scale tire? Is this an instance where the X2 SS compound is just that good, where it doesn't even really matter what the lugs look like? I don't think so. I think that this might be the best descending tire I've seen. It's crazy. It is absolutely insane how well this tire descends. They do not like being back. This tire is wild. Like I said that I was having a difficult time tempering my expectations. These have, like, they hurtled over my expectations. It passed a red line under which is written in red letters, too far. These tires may have gone too far. If we're gonna see a weakness in the profile, it's gonna be here. Like, man, the drive is crazy. If we're gonna see a problem here, it's gonna be when we go to maneuver over these. And there isn't. They're so sticky. It's like gum. So they are relying on compound a lot. And I think, I mean, how tight? Too tight. The positionability, the descending, it can't be happening. This can't be happening. It is happening though. And I'm inviting you inside my mind to thoughts that you're not privy to yet. A part of me is like, take the Baja claws off of the Tranquish, put those 3D printed inserts in these, and hold on for dear life. Are they better than a Baja claw? These tires have not just handled everything that is thrown at them. They have done, like, the amount of lateral and the amount of steer angle that you can maintain. Okay, ordinarily what I do is I drive from where he is, I drive right down, and I would go right on the other side of this guy right here, because there's like a ravine that goes down on that other side. Let's go full lock. I mean, are you kidding me? That amount of lateral shouldn't be manageable on open cell single stage foam. Like, we should get too much deflection. The tire should smudge out too much. With how much the tires smudge out on side hill, you do not anticipate it having this much steer. Like this flat plank, nobody makes it over that. Nobody. So we will shoot here. There we go. That's what you have to do to roll this thing out. Side hill is its sole weakness. And even at that, the longer this goes on, the more my brain is like, oh my god. There wasn't a millisecond of lug skip. But opposite direction. Yeah, they're okay. Here's all right. it can't all be gold, right? Every silver lining has a cloud, and I can feel them. They're gripping more. We're getting more grip. You almost feel like you kind of shouldn't be. These have 15 minutes of wheel time on them. The grip in every direction is crazy. Yeah, and with a chevron shape, we should bump pretty flat. That was a decent kick. Let's get it on an angle. Ooh, little hang a leg there. Yeah, the bump is, oh yeah, they need a more modest bump because we have so much drive. It's more of just like it's more of a roll in, like squeeze the trigger, don't pull it, you know, that type of thing. Because if we just get the flap, we can hop the rear end. They have too much, so you a little slow burst. Very, very predictable. And as I mentioned, the positionability is get that tire over. Slade it. Yeah, that's too much. I look at other tires now. I'm mentally running through the catalog going, who's gonna get replaced? At the top of my head right now, Daphne is running fossils with 3D printed inserts in them. I think these would do better. Like, I think she could put some hurt on people with these. And is that fair? Is it fair to the rest of the fleet? You know a tire has succeeded in its Quickview. I'm already thinking, what rig are they going to go on? That's how good these are. I genuinely don't know what to expect here. Okay, up the hard pack with no issues at all. Insane amount of positionability. Grab a bunch of spider webs. Good on that descent now. We'll go to the middle. Pretty soft section here. They are nice and wide. We're not digging in as much. Can we get a tire up into the face? Yeah. This is a mental tire. Like, look what we're trying to pull ourselves up. And I went to smack a bug off my leg and fell on. Yeah, they are offering way more float than I had anticipated. Do they lose points for needing an immediate foam replacement? Like the included foam would, those haven't worked in anything ever. Your rig would have to weigh 30 pounds for those foams. I mean, yeah, we have to give it the RC four-wheel drive tariff, which is we have to put a penalty point or two on there because you absolutely have to change the foam. Most tires are reasonably fair, okay. Single stage is going to give you maximum forward drive. It's going to make the tire appear better. A dual stage is going to do better overall, but you're moving the sliders effectively. You're taking away grip somewhere to put grip somewhere else. There's really no, like, a tire has a maximum amount of grip, and you can only manipulate that. You can't give it more grip. Well, you can. You can cut things and you can put compounds on them and stuff, but you're still, no matter what your maximum grip number is, it's allocated. And this tire has almost all of it. Like, honest to God, 90% of its grip is forward. Like, side hill, it almost hurts itself. So we're gonna wrap this with an inclusion from the comments where someone said very recently, to when this is being recorded, they said, you need to take it back to Slick Rock to see how it does after the full test. And I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. They're very dusty, but no, he's 100% right. there is absolutely more grip. I don't know what that is. Like, we can't have broken in the tire in that amount of time, can we? Once that superficial dust kicks off, the bean is no match for these. They will outdrive a Baja Claw, which is crazy, absolutely bonkers, mental, insane. Oh, I accidentally went directly into the shuttle position, which they maneuver under throttle, they maneuver with low speed. You need to use less bump because they have so much grip, you will overdrive on a big bump. The turning circle is ridiculous. Better than a Baja Claw. Like, now we'll try one of the hardest lines here, which is right here in front of the guy whose name I can't remember. Because this will try to shuttle you one way or the other. Whatever direction you don't want to go, this will push you that way, like it just did there. There's a cheat line that you can come around to camera left. That bump position is really something. It's trying to get that driver rear to pull that ledge without getting the re-shuttle back. So try to bump back. Right there. This is a deceptively difficult line because it's all about trying to get that rear tire up over something that it does not want to pull over. Now pumpkin gets hung. Now front axle's hung. This is one of the most difficult lines here because if you see it from straight on, it doesn't look like anything. Then we gotta try to reposition back. There you go. That's a 2% line. Like 2% of the time a rig tries to make that, it'll make it. And like I said, look at it. It doesn't look like anything. It was incidentally formed, and the way it formed, just all it wants to do is shuttle your rig the direction opposite of which way you want to go. So it's the opposite of slick rock. It's a test of the ability of a rig to position itself. And I guess we're Baker's dozening it now on the tire test protocol, ignoring the fact that when we come and we do our initial test at slick rock, there are 4 points that I hit there, and then there's 2 at the next one, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, technically 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, it looks like 19. It looks like we do 19 points of testing now. Is that too many? I don't know. I can't judge. I'm no judge for that. The RC four-wheel drive Groundhog 2 is a conundrum because it has probably the most forward drive of any tire tested yet. And it is on a single stage foam, which is assisting that. But the ability, the amount of positionability, the amount of turn you can put on this thing. Look, just the amount of pure grip, the lateral grip, the steering response is absolutely accelerated. These are something. These are something. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about RC four-wheel drive. I do as well. I think their rigs sacrifice a lot for scale points. You're picking up scale points and you're exchanging performance points for them. Pretty much all of their tires, I'm sure that there are a couple examples that I can't think of offhand, are scale representations of 1.1 tires. This one is no different. This is apparently made by Interco in the 1.1 version. And ordinarily, we are making trades for that scale appearance because things like side lug. This tire does not behave as if it does not have side lug. And it basically doesn't. Like, look at it from that angle. Can you see side lug on that tire? There are some tiny little bars on the sides of the tire, and that is one of the smallest side lug tires that we have tested. It does not behave as if it is such. It genuinely surprised. Oh, I popped the whole body out over the slider. Genuinely surprising how much grip, how much lateral grip, how much grip, the grip profile in general. I stated that it grips more than a Baja Claw, and I stand by it. It really does. It's crazy. It's crazy. The amount of steer angle alone, and because of that lug shape combined with that compound, I'm pointed full left lock, so I'm going this way. But if I go full right lock, I will go the other way. If I can get that rear off. I am a sucker for positionability. I am a sucker for X2SS. I'm a sucker for a tire that just wants to drive, and these tires just want to drive. These are certainly Canyon certified, and they're just, like I say, that's a Duratrax, the stock foam that comes with a fossil. So there's nothing special inside there. These on 3D printed, these on a Canyon insert should be pretty nutso. We're gonna find out soon enough. I have a full set sitting in the bag of the Canyon setup, soft fronts, medium rears. We're gonna try that. These are pretty great. It's fun. It's fun, everybody, to every once in a while have a Quickview that, like, it doesn't just do as, like, we love it when things fail, we love it when things succeed, but these went beyond. Forward drive and lateral grip. It's honest. It might be as good as a Rupture. On a stock foam, it might be as good as a Rupture, which is crazy. It's crazy. Now, this is, in spite of its length as an episode, a Quickview. These tires might wear to nubs in 4 hours of driving. I don't know. We are going to find out. I have yet to wear a tire out. Baseline's day-to-day RTR Canyon Trails are the tires that are getting the closest. He has legitimately worn about 40% of his lug off, but they're feathered so perfectly that they still they grab like claws. They grab like talons. So we don't know. We will find out over time. We will also find out things over time, like how robust are the sidewalls. Are we going to rip a sidewall? I have ripped sidewalls. I've ripped a couple J-Concept sidewalls before. So that is a potential possibility. As it stands now, the Groundhog 2 has passed the Baja Claw TTC. It is now my favorite scale tire. I can say that right now, having not tested it any further. It can't get better from here. It only has the opportunity to fail me, because when I exchange the inserts in this for something that is more universally applicable, it might ruin it. Like, this might do what the Klurm has done for me, which is it has not gotten better than its initial test. I don't want that. I want this to get better. I want it to be better at side hilling. I don't want to lose that lateral grip. I don't want to lose too much of the forward drive. Now we get into that manipulation phase, and we've got some options to try. Most tires are judged on how they perform on a Canyon insert setup, and I feel like these are going to do well. I'm genuinely hopeful, but I don't hesitate to recommend. There will be links below. There's links to all the stuff, so please do comment if you have Groundhog 2 experience and you were like, oh yeah, they were great for a week, and then don't know. We get what we got here. Like, subscribe, channel memberships, etc. We will see you in the next one. Generally, one of two things have happened. If you see a Quickview or a junk view and the time at the bottom is long, it was either really good or really bad. And this is the former 100%. These are really, really good. To the point where I'm still kind of surprised by it. Now we got to figure out where we're going to put them because they are really good. All right. I'm going to see you in the next one. Come on back to the canyon as ASAP. And in between that interval period, in between now and then, in between now and when we meet again in whatever future it might be, could be 5 minutes from now, I don't know. When we see you again in the future, please, one and all, do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. We bid you adieu from the canyon. Cruise control. Away.